Good morning. Today we are going to see about breathing and exchange of gases chapter. So firstly we'll see the difference between breathing and exchange. So breathing is a physical process whereas respiration is a biochemical process. Breathing involves the exchange of O2 and CO2. It is also known as pulmonary ventilation. It takes place outside the cell. Here no enzymes are involved and energy is not released. But this is an active process. Whereas respiration is a biochemical process, here there is involvement of some kind of respiratory enzymes and the energy is released here. It is also an active process. Now we'll see the difference between conducting zone and respiratory zone. First, the path of exchange of gases between atmosphere and lungs. That is, if we draw the structure of a respiratory system, generally the human respiratory systems looks like this. Rough sketch. Here is the nasal passage, that is through the nose the oxygen is entering. Here it travels through the trachea or windpipe. So through trachea it reaches the separate parts, that is bronchioles. Bronchioles are divided into bronchi, which end up with the balloon-like structure known as alveoli. So here the alveoli is the part which is responsible for the exchange of O2 and CO2 to the blood. So nasal cavity, nasopharynx, laryngopharynx, and then trachea, then bronchi, that is primary bronchi. Then the branches of bronchi is known as secondary and tertiary. It ends up in the bronchioles. The bronchioles will further end up in the alveolar part, which is known as the respiratory zone. So from nasal passage till bronchiole, it is known as conducting zone, and this alveolar part, that particular part is respiratory zone. It is present in the alveolar duct and filtration and humidification of air. It brings the air to the body temperature 37 degrees Celsius.